the 100th Met Junior Championship, sponsored by MetLife. The year was 1912 when Leighton Calkins, an early innovator of the modern handicap system and member of the MGA and USGA executive committees, invited the MGA to host its first Met Junior Championship at his home course, Plainfield Country Club in Edison, New Jersey. The first 3 Met Junior Championships were played at Plainfield, where the championship returns in 2017 to celebrate its 100th year.
It's one of the great MGA championships. We take a lot of pride in the fact that it's the oldest junior championship in the country, first played in 1912 at Plainfield, and certainly delighted to go back there for the 100th playing of the Met Junior.
You know, I think back of the Met Junior, it is such a legendary event, and as we got to know that a little bit more and really embrace it, took on a lot of pride with that event. So it's always held a very important place in the list of great MGA championships.
It's one of the things that stands out when you look back at past winners, not just great players who've gone on to great careers in golf here in the Met area, a lot of local professionals, guys that have gone on to the tour and done well, but some great family names, like again, like the Ternessas, the Harmons. Claude Harmon was working at Winged Foot. 2 of his sons played regularly in the junior. Butch Harmon and Billy Harmon went on to win also. Butch and Mike Ternessa actually played in the finals one year, which created quite a stir to have those 2 great families playing against each other.
Famous Ternessa family, where you know the brothers, the 7 brothers, certainly played in the junior way back when, and then Mike Ternessa, his son Mark winning it, and then winning an event out on tour. The Strafasi family. One interesting thing there, that Frank Strafasi was the only 7-time winner of the Met Amateur, and he had brothers that were wonderful players as well. And one year, the 3 Strafasi brothers were the semifinalists, 3 of the 4 semifinalists.
Think about names like the Biscontis. Peter Bisconti lost in the finals one year, and his son Greg, another generation later, went on to win the championship. He's now one of our top players.
Step back just before 1990 and say that I looked to the MGA Junior as really one of the biggest junior tournaments in our area. So I had looked up to a lot of the guys that had won years before, the Adam Springs. I remember Jim Sears was someone who always played well in those events, and I always wanted to win the Met Junior. And up until I was 17, which was the limit back then, I hadn't. So winning in 1990, it was a big deal for me. It was something I looked forward to and really looked up to, and it was big.
One of the first events that I worked at as a field team member in 1976 was the Met Junior at Whippoorwill. And I remember distinctly, I think Mike Diffley was a semifinalist, and the finalists were Tom Patry and Tommy D. Obviously, Tom won that match, went on to a great career as a teacher. Mike Diffley, Ike and Met Open champ. Tommy D from a great New Jersey golf family.
And Eric Leacher, who went on to become a member of the USGA's executive committee and the treasurer of that organization.
Well, I remember that it was a very tight golf course. It was pretty short and it was tight. And I've always been a very straight driver. And so it was a good course for me. I remember that. It was in beautiful condition. And I remember I really played well. You know, I was under par in the last 3 matches. I had a good caddy. I paid him $25. And that's all I had. But it was really great. It was just a wonderful experience.
In the last 15 years, the Met Junior has produced a number of winners who have gone on to successful playing careers on the collegiate and professional levels. Players including Scott Kim, David Pastore, Mike Miller.
The Met Junior was always my one that I wanted to win. I was so glad that I got to do it, and I just remember it being like one of my highlights of my junior career, if not the pinnacle.
Cameron Young.
David Pastore, a 2-time winner, Mike Miller, Cameron Young, all went on to become MGA Players of the Year.
Being able to have your name etched into something like that is very special and something that I have to live up to. I think it's something that I will try to follow the same path as some of those people before me and really honor their legacy and the legacy of the tournament as well.
All of the winners have been sort of the leaders of their generation of players.
And last year's champion, Christian Cavallari, all of whom have etched their name into the Mandeville Trophy.
This is one of the most competitive junior, amateur, professional regions in the country with the greatest golf courses in the world. If you can win here and succeed here and put a track record together here, you're going to succeed.
There's a lot of values that you learn playing golf, and one is to play by the rules. I knew that if you don't play by the rules, you don't get any satisfaction in winning. And I learned that you have to compete hard and you have to pursue excellence. So I learned that from golf.
When we hear from kids who, not necessarily the kids who were the winners, but kids who played in it years and years ago, and they tell us what an important event that was in their life, that's very meaningful to us.